Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of the Smoking Room Podcast. We're joined again by the wonderful SoulUnskripted. We had such a great conversation last time. I said, man, you got to come back, and then come back again, and then maybe come back some more. Welcome, Soul, everybody.
Appreciate it. Welcome. Glad to be here.
How you been keeping up since last we reminisced here on the podcast?
I've been busy, just streaming and doing the podcast on my podcast. So that's been fun. The topics have been really random lately. So I kind of got into a niche where I don't tell my co-hosts what the topics are until 2 hours or an hour before the podcast. It doesn't give them a chance to think of something to come up with. So it's been interesting.
I like that. That's a really cool idea. It gives you got to come up with something on the fly. Do the improv a little more. Sorry, chat. My camera is scuffed here. I'm just clearing up my camera real quick. What else is new, right?
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, my chat knows that this is what you get into here at the Dirty Wolf channel. But welcome back to all the viewers. Visual viewer people in the Twitch chat and on YouTube. I don't got my suit today. My apartment is fucked. Last weekend it was too cold to sleep in here. This weekend it's too hot. I was just almost gonna go shirtless with just a tie, but I thought I'll keep it a little formal. We got the tie for you guys all still, and for the audio listeners, if you're listening to this, you're gonna be a little behind this date. Today is Saturday, September the 26th. But it's only been a few weeks, but in that few weeks in the gaming world, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going on.
Holy shit. It's been a fucking hurricane going on in the gaming world. And in a more positive way, let me say, than this whole year there's been some hurricanes going on in the gaming world, but at least we're getting good news now finally instead of, all the bad shit's been going on. But we got to see, I don't think we had the release for PS5 when last we spoke. Did we? Pre-orders and stuff didn't start yet. No, that was a a clusterfuck. Oh my good night, was it ever? Oh yeah.
I got mine though, so I can't be mad. I got it.
Yeah, you were lucky enough to secure yours, which is good. Yeah. I'm a dumbass, and it's not really a dumbass. Just when I moved, I had some money saved up for it, and then when I moved, I had to spend that money, and then so I was stuck on trying to get one in store while I was at work. So that. I'm still on that hunt. So viewers out there, if you love the Dirty Wolf channel and you want to donate a PS5 for launch day, I'll gladly make you a PS5 unboxing YouTube video, and I'll put you in the credits. There you go.
Do it.
Yeah. How pumped are you though for that?
I'm actually really excited. There's like 2 games on launch that I'm actually looking forward to. One, of course, being Miles Morales. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Miles Morales has to happen. The other one, I'm kind of interested in Godfall. Godfall because I heard that was going, it looks really, really good. So I'm really excited about that, actually.
Hey, I'll be looking for people to squad up with on Godfall because I will 100% be getting that.
We will definitely be squadding up, chat.
For me on launch,
doing some co-streaming on that one.
For me on launch, if I'm able to acquire the system, it will probably be. It's so hard for me because I think I'm gonna go Assassin's Creed Valhalla because that's one I'm really, really pumped for. But then the week after is Cyberpunk, man. On the 19th.
I totally forgot about that.
I've been waiting for this game for over 7 years, chat. The first trailer I think came out in the 2000. What was it? Was it 2009 or no? 2000. 2009 E3.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. There's so much gaming going on this holiday season. It's ridiculous. There's too many games to play.
Yeah.
Like last year, we had a drought. We literally had a drought. You know what I'm saying?
My mic's
this year
louder.
is like an overflow of just games. And it's good.
And good games.
But God, I don't know what to play. What do I play online? What do I play when I'm just offline? Is it worth playing offline so chat can see me? It's a lot.
My My issue is not what to play, but what order to buy and procure because I got so many that I want to play, and so many, like I said, Cyberpunk for me is probably one of my most anticipated games of maybe this decade. Like, I've been waiting for that shit. Like, ever since I've seen the visuals for that, and they've been teasing it throughout the years. I've been dying for that one. And the other one that they've been teasing it now for about 3 years, I think. Originally it was called Gods and Monsters. Now it's called Phoenix, some fucking weird name. I don't like the name, but the gameplay and everything looks really cool. By Ubisoft. Have you seen that yet?
Okay. No.
They showed it
I looked that up, actually.
They showed it at the Ubisoft presentation. It was once called Gods and Monsters. It's from the same makers that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
And so basically, to me, it looks like graphics-wise and everything, it looks like Breath of the Wild meets God of War meets Assassin's Creed. Because you're fighting Greek mythological beasts and releasing the gods, and it looks badass. I'm ready for that one. Could you get his mic louder?
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. That's what it's called now.
How's that,
I'd look it up.
Let me know if that's loud enough. It looked like it was peaking before, so that's why I turned it down a bit. Yeah, Immortals Phoenix Rising. It's just, I'm so used to calling it Gods and Monsters because they teased it probably about 3 years ago as Gods and Monsters. It's been delayed 2 or 3 times, but now we've got full gameplay, and I'm ready for it. It looks good. But
it's gonna be fun. It looks like it. I'm just looking at the little clips.
Yeah. It's like you said though. Yeah, there's so much coming out so fast. It's like, what do you buy first? But the one thing I'm happy about, the one I know I need to get, but we got some time to wait for it and save up the money. God of War Ragnarok. I know you got to be hyped for that too, my man.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. I didn't. So I played 4. I liked 4. It was fun. I think Ragnarok's going to be way better than that. I think they're going to do an amazing job with Ragnarok. So
yeah,
I'm kind of on board for that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
kind of on board with that.
Really good. My chat's all really hyped for that. We've been playing through the other God of War, trying to finish it before my PS4 actually blew up last week. Trying to play what was it? Cold War Alpha.
Yeah.
I turned it on. I made a loadout, and then it fried. So, but I got a replacement to borrow till the PS5 comes in, just so that we can finish God of War off, because I want to get that finished before PS5. Because once that PS5 comes, chat, we are going to be preoccupied. That's why we want to get the game show and Halloween month and all that done before, because it's going to be gaming.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any other big ones?
That makes sense.
You looking forward to maybe a little after launch or anything like that?
Not that I can think of, not off the top of my head right now. Like that, those are like, I think between those two, those will carry me for a good bit. I saw the Final Fantasy, which I think is going to be cool.
Yeah, a lot of people are really
Final
pumped for
Fantasy
that.
coming out.
I think.
And then I heard
Sorry, go ahead.
I said they were going to do a remake of Metal Gear Solid. They're going to do I guess and it's going to be exclusive to PlayStation. So I think that's going to be hype too.
Fucking right,
I don't
dude.
know, there's so many games, man.
If they do
so many games.
If they do that Metal Gear Solid, I'm gonna fucking go nuts, dude. That's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I'll say at the Sony presentation, where I really think they got their fucking cock out and smacked it on everybody, was that they got so many goddamn good exclusives, dude. Like everything. They got the Final Fantasy, like you said. They're bringing out. What's the one? It's already out, but they're bringing out like the special edition. Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry, yep. The Devil May Cry where you can play with Virgil. Oh man. Then Demon Souls. They're they're doing the Demon Souls again.
I'm pumped for Demon Souls. I'm not a big Dark Souls player, but I am going to be streaming a lot of Demon Souls. Very, very excited for that one. Probably won't get that one right at launch just because we have so much great stuff. Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk are going to keep us busy for a minute.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. Did you play Biohazard?
I played a little bit of it. Didn't play too much of it. I don't even think I finished it because, it's hard for me to keep my attention on one game.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games going on.
I got the same problem. My brother keeps trying to get me to play it in VR, and I told him, no shot, bucko, because I will literally not be able to sleep. I hate horror games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Halloween
so
month's gonna
not
be
a-
hard
no
for
chance.
me because I'm not good. My moderator keeps bugging me. Get Amnesia. Everyone wants to see you play Amnesia. I'm like, yeah, I don't. I have to live here with anxiety after.
Right. Like I stay by myself in a big house. Like no
Yeah.
shot. I want to play any horror games.
No.
I'm good.
As
I'm
scary
good.
as I go usually is maybe like Friday the 13th, which isn't scary at all. Maybe some intense moments, but
Right.
I'm definitely gonna be squadding up some of that for the Halloween month, and maybe some
Okay.
Dead by Daylight. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got both them on the PlayStation. So,
Okay.
hang on here a second, chat. We do have a bunch of excellent questions in the Discord, but because I
Okay.
have the Discord full screen, I'm just trying to remember how to get to it here. Give me 1 second. Will this work like that? No. Hang on. Sorry, chat. Oh, God. Chat, put your questions from the Discord in the Twitch chat right now because I'm a scuffed idiot, and I got his cam full screen. I didn't write them all down. I can remember a couple of them, though. One of them that, well, actually, I want to go over, too, with you talking about, I think we talked about it a little bit before, and I talked about it last week, but we got all these big games coming out, and you know, a lot of them, they look so fucking cool, and I'm really interested to see, especially when PS5 and the Xbox launch and everything, how much these games are going to impact Twitch in the matter of right now on Twitch and YouTube and the internet in general. The games that are dominating everything, as you know, because my boy Soul over here, if you guys didn't know, is a motherfucking Fall Guys champion. This guy be smoking crowns every night, dude. I turn on his stream, I'm like, oh man, I almost don't even want to play against him. I just look like shit. I played maybe 7 games last night, and I only made it to the finals once. I am rusty as poop right now from not playing for a while, but... And then Among Us, which I fucking called weeks ago when it was still smaller. Soda Poppin' was playing. I said, this game's going to blow right up. Now it's bigger than the chatting section.
It is. And it's crazy because it just shows you how much influence Twitch has. Because literally that game came out in like 2018? The game's been out for a very long time, and it's just not been played by anybody until
Soda Poppin'
caught it and started playing and started inviting people, and it kind of went viral. Yeah. So now they were going to make an Among Us Part 2. They scrapped that idea. There's just no need. They just can add it into their to this one, and just keep making packs. Like they don't really need to make a second one. It's just caught wildfire, and it's just like Fall Guys. Fall Guys is the same thing. One main streamer catches it, and it catches wildfire. So some of these new games that are coming out, hopefully like Godfall and the New World, like those games are gonna, as soon as a big streamer gets wind of it, it literally will catch wildfire. And then that's how these game producers got to think about it. Like if you have a small game or even a big game, your best shot is to get it in front of a big streamer.
Oh, yeah. Like I'm blown away. Like I knew Among Us would be big, but to hold, I think it's been 2 weeks now where it's been above the just chatting section. I know that in terms of Twitch, I'm fairly new to Twitch, but I've never seen that happen since I've been on this website. Not something hold over it for that long. And do you think that they'll have the longevity when these new games come out, or do you think it's going to be like, you know, obviously there's going to be some hype. Everyone's going to be streaming Cyberpunk day one. Fucking everybody's going to play that. But then those are story games. The hype with those games don't last. So do you think when those games dissipate, Among Us and Fall Guys will have their re-rise?
And they would have to keep something or add something to keep that interesting. You know, like Fall Guys, they're going to see an increase pretty soon when they release the season 2, you know?
For sure.
And everybody's looking forward to the new characters, the new modes. So if they keep doing things like that, where they keep adding seasons and new games, then I think Fall Guys will be around for a while. You know, it's just something fun where, you know, you're not playing, like, if you don't want to see Call of Duty today and you don't want to see, like, once Cyberpunk comes out, you just want something for background noise, or you see somebody playing a party game, it's going to be Fall Guys. Among Us, I think, you know, it's high right now. After a while, after everybody gets their YouTube content and they start seeing drops in YouTube content, because that's literally all it is right now. Everybody's playing Among Us for YouTube. That's literally it. Like and just for the views and the content.
PewDiePie was after that 185K when he was live on YouTube yesterday with Among Us. 185K.
Yeah. crazy.
Unreal.
Once that drops, once the allure drops, then there's no, unless again Among Us pulls out another way to make it fun or make it enjoyable or make it like stream worthy, then they just drop off.
I think just because you can have 10 people in a game, and if you're constantly changing the players that you're playing with, it can kind of change the feel of the game. Then it can give it a little longevity like that. Like, I don't think it will obviously ever have the longevity to be the top section on the site, but I do think it could keep a fairly big category, a couple K, you know, something like marbles, basically, right?
Right. Right.
I got a quick question before we move on to the other one. Klomp's got a great one there in the chat, but I want to ask about Fall Guys while we're still on it. Do you think, in your opinion, because I'm on the same mind as you, and I said this at the release of the game, the longevity of the game will depend on the speed at which they release new content. Do you think that they planned Season 2 a little slow?
For Fall Guys, yes. Only because, you know, once we got through, everybody's got a couple of crowns. Like, you see the Dr. Lupos and everybody's killing the game. Once you got that, like, it was good that they actually added the, you know, the mix up of the variations to the levels.
Yeah.
But like,
that fucked me up last night, dude.
Holy shit. The variations was really good. Like, they should do that. They should think about doing that mid season to every season they do, so that way it doesn't get stale.
Dare I say bi-weekly?
Yeah, because it literally, after you run it through a few times, you kind of remember the strategies on, you know, how to maneuver through each of the levels.
Learn the best line and.
Yep. So if you keep things switched up, then it throws everybody off. No one can sit there and be like, okay, oh my God, this is how I got to do this strat. No, you can't do the strat. You can't learn it. You got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I think Season 2 should already be out by now. Like, it should already be out. We should, like, October 1 should be Season 2. We already showed us a preview. I don't know what we're waiting for to launch it, you know?
Well, this is my thing. I'm going to say, too, I think that they should have had Season 2 out already, or Season 1.5, which could have been this whole Season 2 we're looking at, Season 1.5, and then the season that releases in October. Don't get me wrong, I am hyped and pumped for this medieval season. I think it looks cute as fuck. I want to be a little bean dragon, hell yeah. But October, why the fuck, and especially in this type of game, why is it not a Halloween season? From October 1st to the end.
That's 100% true.
And they can say, well, like Destiny even. You go into Destiny 2 on Halloween and everything, there's pumpkins and shit. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Everywhere.
I loved it.
I think that's what they got to learn. Like, they got a lot to learn with it, you know, with them getting they get the hype that they were getting, especially when, you know, like Tim the Tatman, when he was playing it. Like, that was their hype right there.
That was
everybody was on it. Everybody was on it. It was crazy. You
told me
they got to do something to bring.
Yeah, you told me he was like 200 something K, and I was just like, no way. And then I saw the clip, and I was like,
every single day that he was playing, because he had not got a win yet, he was over 100K.
Fucking crazy, dude. Maybe I should tweet out, hey, I don't have a Fall Guys win yet. Come watch me.
Yo, straight up, and try to have you know, Fall Guys tweet at you, because they were boosting them up as well.
Yeah.
Knowing what they were doing, their marketing strategy was crazy.
I see you tweeting at them all the time with the at Big Yeetus.
Big Yeetus.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, try to get more eyes on your stream. Like, that's the goal, is to always try to get more eyes on your stream.
Well, and Twitter's hard to, like, unless
it is.
It can be easy if you want to go out and buy some bots, which some people do.
Yeah.
But doing it organically, like me and you try, it's fucking hard, dude.
It is. It definitely is.
That's why I'm trying. Right now I'm doing questions in the Discord, but I'm gonna try going forward to do question threads on Twitter and direct people there throughout the week, because then you get those impressions on the comments and stuff.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, no, Fall Guys is sick. I can't wait for Season 2, but I think we're both in agreement there. Could have been a little bit faster. Before we get to the other questions there in the Discord, Klomp put his in the, this is one of the ones I really, really liked in the chat, and he says, what games, with the rise in the last couple of years, there's been a big rise in them remakes. Doing these remakes, and like from the ground up remakes, not just the remastered remake that we got, you know, before that. Right. First off, what's your opinion on those? And two, what is one you'd like to see?
I think that the remakes are lit. Like they did a really good job on Final Fantasy for one. Like, so nostalgia. It's really good when they do stuff like that. When you can, you can bring in the older gamers, like me, myself, and all us that were playing the game for the original, and then you can bring in the newer people that have no idea what's going on with this game, and then just bring them in. And it's like, okay, but what that does is make them go back and play the old game.
Yeah.
So I would like to see a Chrono Trigger remake. Like I would really love to see a Chrono Trigger remake from the ground up, like with today's graphics and adding in better sprite. Like you don't even have to use sprites now; just use like 3D model characters. And I would love to see them do Chrono Trigger, something like that. Who else? They've done a lot, but I think Chrono Trigger is probably one that I would like to see because they still do Zelda all day. Like those older classic games, Zelda and things like that. Resident Evil, I would love to see them do a Resident Evil redo if they haven't already done it. Like all the way scaled, not like old school style. I want to see them build it like they did Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 7.
Well,
I like to see them.
The Resident Evil 2 remake is like that.
Is it? Okay.
Like it has a lot of the original to it, but it's because that's kind of the one I would probably almost argue that kind of spawned this trend. And now number 3 was more of a glorified remaster, from my understanding. But 2 added a lot of shit. Like I was playing it and I was like, I don't fucking remember this. Like there's a dude named Mr. X, like partway through the game, and you're walking through the. You remember number 2, and you're going through the police station. Now all of a sudden you got this big giant fucking Brock Lesnar zombie following you around.
I remember now. Yes, that is correct. Because they did Monster Hunter did a crossover with that. And so your handler could be Mr. X. Oh, so that's cool. That's very creepy. But yeah, so I think Chrono Trigger. I don't know if you remember. Like I'm an RPG kind of guy. I love RPGs.
Same, yeah.
So there's a game that a lot of people don't know about, or they might, but it's called Suikoden. And I love Suikoden. Because you had to get 100 characters in the game, and at the end of the game, there was a big war. I can't remember. I think it was PlayStation I played it on.
Oh, okay.
But there was a couple of them. There was Suikoden 1, 2. It went up for a while. Let me look this up. I can't even remember how to spell it. Suikoden. There it is. I think it was on PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Well, no, that's PlayStation. It was on PlayStation, nonetheless.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was you had to find 100 characters throughout the game, and at the end, you had this big, gigantic war. And it depended how you won, depended on how many people you found during the game. So it was like, it was really good. It was really good. So I would do that one too.
Ah, nice. See, I wish I would have thought about this question more throughout the week, because when I saw it and read it, I had an answer right away. But that answer was, I think, already answered this week, as you know, on Twitter, as we already said, with Metal Gear Solid. Because for me, Metal Gear Solid, I started off with Metal Gear Solid 2. I'll admit it. I claim to be, big Metal Gear Solid fan. I never really played the first one. I was too young at the time for that one. But I played the fuck out of Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4, and I think that's kind of where I stopped after 4. I played a little bit of the what the fuck's it called, where you're just riding, like when you're the ninja guy, you know what I mean? It's not like the other Metal Gear Solids. Metal Gear Rising. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you got Metal Gear Rising. Yep. Which unfortunately I was super stoked for that game, and that was like almost like a cyberpunk thing, but like in a bad way, where they showed a trailer for it at E3, then you didn't hear about the game, and it came out 5 years later, like really quick, like a B release, and it just didn't land. Whereas like if it would have came out sooner, like with that first trailer, it would have been way more hype for me. Anyways. But yeah, so I'd love to see Metal Gear Solid 2, but then other than that, like, I don't know, man, it's so hard for me, because as much as you like to see some old school games redone, some of them are so good, just like in their classic form like that. One though that I will say that I think would be really neat to see in this climate. Now it'd be hard because it'd be competing against Call of Duty and all that shit, but dude, motherfucking Sarge's Heroes. Who remembers playing Army Men 3D Sarge's Heroes with your boys in that kitchen level multiplayer N64, dude?
That's funny. I ain't played that game in a minute. Like, yeah, oh my goodness, I remember that game.
Right?
I do remember that game.
Imagine like done nowadays, and with online multiplayer, somehow they work it, and you're 12v12 in the motherfucking kitchen map or whatever, the bedroom map, like that shit.
Right.
Can't tell me that wouldn't be fun as hell, you know?
Nah, man.
Add some perks and stuff there. Maybe you're on the bunk bed and you could parachute down to the ground, shit like that.
That might rival Fortnite. The kids might actually like that.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'd play that over Fortnite any day, dude. As long as I don't have to fucking build shit, dude.
That's just no shot on building nothing.
I think the building idea was cool. That's the only thing I thought about Fortnite that was cool. But these kids now are like on fucking Adderall building a tower in 2 seconds, and I'm like an old boomer on the ground. Like, how do I get wood, bro? What the fuck? Like, I can't.
They don't crack. I can't.
I played 2 rounds of Fortnite in my life, but that's it. No
another game that I would remake would be Mario RPG. Like, I don't know if a lot of people play Mario RPG, but I love the shit out of Mario RPG.
My chat's gonna love
I need them to release that ASAP on Nintendo Switch. Like, no, I need it to happen. I need that to happen.
Okay, well, if we're touching old classics like that, then in the beginning I was thinking, and you mentioned Zelda, I would do A Link to the Past or the original very first Zelda. Do it in like a 3D style way, you know, that like the kids nowadays can see where this thing grew its roots from.
Yeah, that'd be lit. That would be lit.
Yeah. Mario RPG was a very interesting one. I remember that very clearly as a kid. And Mario Paint. Do you remember Mario Paint?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
I remember Mario Paint. That shit was trippy. It was crazy. We had a lot of great games back in the day, dude. Like,
facts all day. Like, these kids don't know how hard those games were, though.
Hey, that's I was saying that last night because I was playing Donkey. I might do that a little bit tonight too, Chad. We get a little buzz later. Play some. That's what I love about the Switch because I still got my Super Nintendo and all the games, but I can't hook it up to my stream, as you know, because those cords and shit fucking with that's a nightmare. But Nintendo Switch now has given us the Super Nintendo on the Switch, basically.
Yep.
And now they got the Mario All-Stars, so all the old school Marios are on there. It's fucking great. They just added Diddy Kong's Quest, like Donkey Kong 2. Oh. So that's on there, yeah, man. And that's why I said these games are hard, dude. There's no respawn in here. You got lives. You run out of lives. Guess what? Game over means game over. Oh, yeah.
Start from the beginning.
Try
again.
I remember being young and getting in trouble for like being like, you're not supposed to swear because I used to be like a game rager. I remember... Now I can blow through it. It's because it's my favorite game, but Ocarina of Time, Zelda Ocarina of Time, when I played it for the first time as a little kid, I remember being on Bongo Bongo, and I'm trying to shoot his hands. I kept missing, and I'm like raging out like with the paddle. And my mom's just like, I'll sell that fucking thing tomorrow, buddy. Like, you better calm down. It's just a game. Don't say that to Ninja, though. It's not just a game. But
he will rage.
But yeah, I don't know. Anybody else? Any big remakes you guys would like to see? Post in the chat real quick. I'll give you all a minute. I'm trying to think of one more real quick before we move on. And if you got one more,
okay.
Did you
think? I got to think in my repertoire.
I know, right? Like, it's kind of hard because there's so many games. Actually, you know what? I got one right now. Not necessarily a remake. I'd just like to see them do like a new one and a really good one. Fucking Mega Man. I feel like there has
I'm okay with that.
I feel like there hasn't been a great Mega Man in a minute.
Yeah. I would even like going back to my RPG, you know, I would do the Mega Man RPG joint. That was out. Herc's Adventures. Wow.
and
wow.
Herc's too. Actually, and that brings me I'm gonna do 2 jumps real quick. One is back to the Super Nintendo on the Switch. Is they're missing one game they need to bring back. I want to know because you played a lot of the good old school games. Joe and Mac. They got Joe and Mac 2 on there for some reason, which is shit. But the first one, do you ever play that? Super Nintendo?
They need to bring that. Why did they put the first one up there? That's weird.
Yeah, they get the second one, not the first one. No, my 2 games, though, I forgot. These are my 2 top games. I'd like to see a big, full, ground-up remake. They're not super old ones, but they could do, like, if they did what they did with, like, you know, Final Fantasy and stuff, I want to see Fallout 3 and Oblivion.
Okay.
Elder
Those
Scrolls
are classics,
Oblivion. Right?
Add to today's graphics, like now that they can add the ray tracing. I think they would they would benefit from that.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
They would kill. They would kill. They would kill.
Which, with that's probably a good segue into before the chat gives us one. We'll go into what do you think about the new? We're a little late on it now. It happened, but Microsoft buying up Bethesda. What do you think of that?
I actually had a discussion about it. I mean, it's a gift and a curse, I guess you would say, because it's not like it's smart on Microsoft because Microsoft will always get the money. You know what I'm saying? They'll get the money now. It's smart for them. It's a smart move, business move in that sense. But as far as the console wise goes, it's not like you heard anybody say, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation to get Fallout 76. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like I would say I'm buying an Xbox to get Doom. Like it's good games to play, but they're not. There's nothing Bethesda put out outside of their Elder Scrolls series and some of the Fall Guys, not all of them, that made any kind of noise. So it's good.
Doom Eternal had a pretty big impact on release.
Yes, on release.
Yeah.
It kind of filtered off.
Yeah, they do.
It filtered off. Like you gotta have something like if Bethesda had a game, not like Call of Duty, but Call of Duty like where it stretches out, and Bethesda kept kind of in the limelight, then it would be cool.
People still
all guys
play Skyrim. Skyrim's probably, I would say, one of the biggest.
Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim is their coup de grace.
It's been on every fucking system.
Yes, 2 times over. Like
I'm almost surprised.
Skyrim is there.
I'm almost surprised they're not Grand Theft Auto 5ing that and putting that on the PS5 as well. Hey, guess what? Porting it up.
You can pour it in Skyrim, like legit. Or they need to I know that they're making a new one, and everybody's hype about it. So I'm ready to see what they're gonna do with that one. So hopefully it has enough oomph like Skyrim. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
But
so I got something. Yeah, because I at first was excited, then I wasn't, because there was a rumor going around that it was going to be on the same engine that they've been using now basically since Oblivion.
Oh my Jesus.
But then they came they came out on Twitter the other day and they said no, that's why everything's been taking so long. That game, and there's another big one that everyone's really hyped for. I think it's called like Starliner or so, I can't remember. But anyways, they said no, it's been taking so long because we've been working on a fully brand new system or engine for the game that they from the ground up that they said they haven't done since Oblivion. So this Elder Scrolls 6 will be running on brand new Bethesda, and hopefully that should be tight. I'm pumped.
Okay. Hopefully now, and now it's an exclusive. So,
and realistically,
Xbox and PC.
I don't know if it is though yet. I don't know if have they said that is I don't know if they've said if it is, but even if it is,
I don't know.
Me and you got the PC, so we're good, and they're going to be on Game Pass because Doom Eternal's on Game Pass now. Starfield demos.
I'm not going to buy an Xbox. I assure you that.
Hell no, not if you got a PC. There's no point.
When you got a PC, Starfield. Thanks, Demo. Yeah, Starfield. But yeah, if you got it, that's the one thing I don't understand about the Xbox, in a sense that they say they're not in the console race, Microsoft. But then why bring out another Xbox if you don't think if you're not going to be in this race? Like, I'm more excited for the PlayStation than I am Xbox.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because I can just play all their games on my computer. What's the point of buying an Xbox? Well,
and realistically, they're kind of lucky that there wasn't an E3 this year, because if they were there together, dude, when you watch that Xbox presentation this year, it made you feel nothing, dude. When you watch the Sony presentations this year, I had my hairs raising. I was getting excited like I was a kid again because that shit was tight.
Yeah,
and their system, I'm going to go on the record and say it. It's fucking bad, dude. And then they announced this week, because the memory drive on it is low. It doesn't. So they said, we have our own exclusive Xbox Series X terabyte memory card. You can use a regular external drive, but if you download your Xbox Series X games onto a regular hard drive, it will only be in Xbox One format, not in Xbox Series X format.
Yeah.
It will only go up there in Xbox Series X quality if you have their Xbox Series X memory card.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all bad. Like, it's
So
all
bad,
bad.
dude.
The one thing I do like about PlayStation, they actually add a slot in there so you can add the extra hard drive, so you can
Yeah.
buy your own. You don't have to have a proprietary one, which makes sense.
Well,
Like, you should do that, but
and then they upgraded the software like 2 years back, so you can just
yeah,
use external ones. I just got an external
yeah,
one, and ever since I bought that, I've been good to go. I haven't had to delete a game. I got a library bigger than I got on my PC right now. So
right. Crazy. It's crazy. So when you buy the Series S, there's no, you're gonna have to buy the $200 expandable memory. So
yeah, like that's rough, and especially that little one. Somebody said that they're like that little one's a good deal. It's like because we're up here in Canada, so I was like, you realize that's
right.
American price for us. That little one's like $400 still. That's so bad, dude. That's
Yeah,
such a
bad.
bad deal, dude.
And just think about it. If you put like Warzone on that, Warzone itself is like 100 gigs.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and
That's
it's going to be
most of your
double
data.
that. It's going to be double that on the new systems.
Right. So
Because they were talking about the PS5 memory, like how big the games are and how big the save files are, and it's rough. So it makes it so that I said this to everybody at work. Realistically, the hard drive on the PlayStation 5 is going to feel not much different than the hard drive on the PS4 because the size of the games are so much bigger.
okay.
Even though like it says we're getting like terabytes of memory like in the thing now, it's because we fucking have to have it. You know what I mean?
So Raising Anthem it has 500 gigabytes, yes, but that's just on the system itself for the Series S.
Yeah.
If the Series S fills up, you have to buy the proprietary. You can get they're gonna sell you on a proprietary what is it? The
Memory
proprietary storage. So,
Yeah.
and that's like 200 plus. So you're right back at a Series X, just having to buy the extra storage for the Series S. So I don't know. It's crazy to me. I don't know what Microsoft was thinking. Like I don't know. Like they should have known that was gonna. Well, I guess it's money because people will buy it just like Apple.
Well, I think
People are gonna buy it.
I think it's because they knew Sony was going to do the two system thing, so they're like, oh, we'll try and one up them, but we'll put the disk drive in both, but just this other one's cheaper, but it's actually fucking shit. You know what I mean? They
Right.
should have just literally copied the same method Sony was doing and do disc and diskless and make them $100 apart.
Yep. Like the Series S is for those casual gamers. That's what that's for. If you know you're gonna get the pass and you're not gonna download a lot of games. Like me, I'm not a big Xbox player. Like I have an Xbox, but I only play a few games, so it's good for me because I download like 2 or 3 games and I'm good. But for those that are like avid players, even the 1 terabyte one's going to be a stretch because you don't want to lose whatever game that you're playing. So so here's another thing that I read. Say for instance, you like downloaded on like you have one of the Xbox Series X games and you put it on the hard drive. You have to uninstall it from if you want to move it to the external. You have to uninstall it and reinstall it and then do the vice versa to play it on the Xbox. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff that you got to do to make it work.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know what they were thinking with that. And honestly, I wanted to touch off, like you said, they say it's for the casual gamer. Honestly, guys, if you're that casual of a gamer, just stick with the Xbox One and get the Game Pass on there and wait a couple years till all the shit drops. Because, like, I know some guys, I only am, like, dying to get PS5 for launch because I'm a streamer and my PS4 blew up. If not, I'd wait till after Christmas or fucking whatever, you know what I mean? I know plenty of people that when the PS5 drops, then they'll finally buy a PS4. And you know what? They'll buy all the PS4 games they want at $20 a pop at EB Games. If you're that casual of a gamer, you can still enjoy yourself that much. And if you want to buy the Xbox One, because you can still play COD with people on, everything's going to be cross generational or whatever they call it, right? Yes. Yep. So, exactly. Or a cheap laptop to play the new titles demo. It says, honestly, I'd say if you're gonna buy a cheap laptop, save up and just start building a PC. Look online because I guarantee you, no matter where you live, you know how many people tried to become streamers during COVID and are now going to be selling their gaming PCs once shit starts to lighten up. Although it's not really lightening up yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like everybody watches Ninja for a minute and thinks you know, and then they realize I'm not really that entertaining. Sorry, I'm not trying to be harsh, you know, like but it's true.
It's the reality.
Yep.
It's the reality.
It takes a lot. It's mentally draining. That's why I had to take a week off because I was just tired because of work too, right outside because I'm still back to work. But,
Yes.
But anyways, besides that, yeah, no, Xbox poopy, PlayStation awesome, right, guys?
There you go. Team PlayStation all day. Sorry.
To jump back to, we were talking about Halloween and stuff. Clomp94. I realized that I'm a dumbass and just go on Discord on my phone to see the questions. He says, spooky games that spooked you to your spooky core. I haven't played that many scary games, but honestly, I would have to say, what was it? Was it Bloodshot 2? I think it was called. It was like a first-person one on PS3, and I don't know. You were like your guy was like a drug addict, alcoholic, and he was always hallucinating and shit. It was a weird game, dude. But there was like a mission where you went into this like doll factory, and the boss was this like clown doll baby thing, and it was just like, oof.
No shot.
Yeah.
No shot when I played that.
Yeah.
No shot.
Yeah. No
shot. For me, so my very first scary game was Resident Evil 2, right? Because, you know, just hearing the moans while you're in the mansion, bro, like I could not play it. I always watched my older brother play it because there was no shot that I was going to be playing that. No, I couldn't. I could not, you know. And then I watched my little bro play all the scary games now.
Yeah.
What is the one, chat? What is the one where you're looking at everything through the camera? Like you're like, I forget what it's called.
Blair Witch.
Like there's a Blair Witch one. I forget. There's the one, I can't remember it. But there's one where you have to keep your battery, you have to keep the camera charged because that's your light and everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty spooky as well. Like any of those VR ones though, no shot. I can't.
No, fuck.
I don't know how people do it.
No.
I don't know how people do it.
Nope.
But my first was Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 scared the living hell out of me.
I'm gonna have to agree because I remember playing Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64, guys. That's right. That's how old I am. I played a Resident Evil game on the Nintendo 64, and for me, crazy. The part that got me was, and they did it way different in the remake, and I kind of understand why because it wouldn't have the same impact that it did in the original. When you first encountered the liquor on the ceiling, holy shit, dude! I was like, nah. No shot. This thing, it's got a steel tongue. Used to be a rabbit. Now it's going to try and eat my fucking flesh. No shot. I'm not doing that. Tamari9 says, I once played Lego Batman. Very spooky. Tamari. I mean, I could believe it for Tamari.
I can. Yeah. Yeah. I can. He probably played it in the dark with no lights on either. Mm-hmm. Fatal Frame. Yes, that is correct. Fatal Frame. What was another one? What's the can't remember the other game that I'm thinking about. I have another one in my head. And I see it. It was foggy. I'm old school. I can't think of it. They made a movie out of it, and it's just escaping
Silent
me
Hill?
right now. Silent Hill. Silent Hill.
I never touched them.
Silent Hill was pretty.
I was like,
yeah,
no.
pretty bad, pretty spooky because
Yeah.
you're just walking around in a town that's not there. So it's that one. I watched my little bro play that one. I'm not a big fan of scary games. I'm gonna let you know that. But
Yeah.
Silent Hill was lit. Like I loved watching him play it because I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest.
I had another one. The only spooky games that I really enjoyed to play a lot was
Parasite Eve was going. Parasite Eve, I remember that one.
Fuck, what was the game's called? Fear. Not Fear 1, because it was shit and I couldn't get past the first level. But Fear 2 and shit was good. But there was another game that scared the crap out of me, but I tried to push through. My dad or somebody bought it for me when I was a kid. It was on the PlayStation 2, and it was called Extermination. Only Clomp will probably remember this one. When we were kids, it was called Extermination. And it was basically a Resident Evil clone, but you only had one gun. Your guy was like a Navy SEALs dude, and there was this it was some secluded big lab out in the Arctic or something is infected, and they drop you in, and you had like an M4, but you just got different attachments throughout the game, so you get the shotgun attachments, so then you'd have the shotgun, you get the grenade launcher and shit. But it was pretty creepy. There was like, I don't know, there was one part where there was always a subway, and then all of a sudden a zombie made the train a zombie, and it tried to fucking run you over and shit. It was weird, but it was a pretty good game.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, it was definitely a Resident Evil ripoff for sure. Tamari's telling me to sing to you. No, this isn't the singing podcast, Tamari. Sorry, but yeah. If you don't have any other ones, let's see.
No.
With other than that, we do got a couple other questions, but they're not
Okay.
really to go with gaming, guys. I don't know. Matt, we can touch on. I'll give you the choice. We'll do. No, fuck it. Maybe we'll just do both. Because the one I can go off for a minute. I bet you could too. But I was almost gonna save that for a full podcast. But fuck it, let's just do it. Tamari9 says old cartoons versus new cartoons, and I would like to start it off and preface to say easy. Old cartoons were awesome, beautiful. It was art.
Facts.
These new cartoons are fucking dog shit, and I hate to say
Yep.
it, but if you're letting your kids watch that shit, man, their brains are rotting right now. You need to go on the line, download old Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner show, fucking the classics, dude. Yogi Bear, Hanna-Barbera. That I don't know. What you think?
This is how I always frame that up. I frame that up as, think about it like this: is there a Saturday morning cartoon lineup these days?
True.
I don't think there is, because there's no cartoons that are really good.
Peppy the Pig.
So
that's probably what it is.
yeah, it's just terrible cartoons these days. Yeah, we did have that combo. Like it was like I had this on my podcast, but literally, there are no cartoons these days that really kind of I wouldn't let my children watch any of these cartoons. Like, yeah, it's just animes.
Dude.
Anime is the new cartoons the new style of cartoon for children these days. No one watches these cartoons because animators aren't like they used to be. Like, there are some sketch cartoons back in the day, like Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, all that. But like literally, they were good cartoons. Like you said, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, and all them. Like legit, I would still watch cartoons to this day if I watch TV. I don't watch TV.
For me,
but if I did, yeah.
For me, it's not the anime. I don't have the issue with the anime because I think a lot of anime is great, but I do think that a lot of it also is more for adults or like teenagers. It shouldn't be for kids. 100%. Except for Dragon Ball. I think you know what I mean. I'd definitely be downloading them, getting my kid into Dragon Ball for sure.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
That's what I grew up with. Because Dragon Ball. This is the other thing too. This is what I'll say about these old cartoons. And people can cap on it, laugh all they want, dude. When you watch Dragon Ball, it teaches you life lessons. It teaches you to, like good morals and shit. Stand up for the weak, like when you watch it and the lessons throughout the show, it's all about, like fighting good and evil and shit. I think it was a great show. But I'm talking more about like I don't know. They just seem to get worse and worse. Like we had like Bugs Bunny and shit, and then we started getting like other like wacky stuff like Sticking Around and Ed and Eddie, but they were still great. But it just slowly like then it went to like Dora the Explorer, and it was kind of like okay. And then now I just feel like it's like this shit. It's so weird. And then YouTube Kids is fuck. Don't even get me started on that. I got a buddy. He's got 2 kids. I used to go over there sometimes. It's out of town, so I'd spend the night on the weekends here and there just to go chill and.
Right.
I in the morning, his kids would be, I'm like, what the fuck are they watching? I don't know, man. This is what they like. Oh, fuck that, bro. No shot. My kid would be like, get some Bugs Bunny on, get some Dragon Ball. I don't know, anything. Like there's such a library from when we were young of great cartoons to watch, like all the Hanna-Barberas, like the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, dude. What happened to Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo.
And then they bring
even a pup named Scooby-Doo.
And you know what the most egregious thing is when they bring those cartoons back, or animes like Tamari just said, Saint Seiya, and then they do it in this disgusting new animation that they're doing, this 3D CG garbage. Oh.
Yeah. Trash.
Like
they did what is it, Thundercats like that? They just destroyed Thundercats. Oh my god, I was upset.
I didn't even think it was real. Tamari made us watch that on stream like a couple weeks ago. I was like, there's no way this is real. This is a meme somebody made. And then I looked up, it's like, no, this is real.
No, bro.
How could they do that?
This is real. They just destroyed it.
It's egregious.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's bad. Like cartoons used to be so good. I guess everything's going to a digital space that the actual hand drawn cartoons that were back in the day aren't the same. It's not the same. Like I can rattle off like hundreds and hundreds of cartoons that I would love to sit there and have a marathon. I would do a whole week to watch all these cartoons again.
Yeah.
Now I can't tell you one. I couldn't tell you one cartoon that's out now.
No, man, no. Yeah, and there was so many like stations, like because it was all about cable then, so it was a bit different. But like, because you had up here in Canada, like we had YTV, we had the Teletoons, and then there was 3 or 4, and you could just flick around to the between them and always find good shit, you know. Always
Gargoyles.
Oh, yep, Darkwing Duck.
Mode is just
DuckTales.
Darkwing Duck. Yep.
Gargoyles though.
Yep.
Gargoyles is the one that they go through this phase of making the live action movies, right? Where's the live action fucking Gargoyles? Would you be on board with that, Soul?
Well, yeah. So who wants to make it? I think it's Peel wants to make it. Peel wants to do and I'm okay with him making that live action if he's gonna do it.
Yeah, that would be hella cool. I think, man.
I'm okay with it.
I remember it's always been in talks for years, but people are scared to touch stuff like that, especially after the blunder that was Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh. Did you know that there was a secret Dragon Ball Z project that was going to be done by Michael Bay? This was before Transformers and everything. And the lineup that they wanted to do was unreal.
Not to touch that.
But
I need him.
But back before
it would just be a bunch of explosions.
But I mean, isn't that kind of what Dragon Ball is? I mean, it might be the thing he's meant to do. He might have blundered the other stuff. But no, I can't say that. I kind of like.
Just destroyed.
I like the first 3. I'm not gonna lie, of Transformers.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. So they were. I'm a huge Transformers fan. So I'm huge. So I mean, it was good in the sense that graphically it was well, but like me as a fanboy of Transformers, it was like they messed up some of the like they didn't bring Rodimus. Like there's a lot that he could have added that I think would have been really well. But I mean, for what it's worth, without knowing the backstory or anything like that, they were good movies.
Well, I just think for its time, especially the first one, like because I remember when they announced it, I was like, I love Transformers, but I'm like, how are they going to make that look good on screen, right? Because it's so crazy.
That's true.
And, nobody can deny it. They can say it's all explosion stuff, but at first, like, you can't deny it. When you saw the first trailer for the first Transformers, you're like, holy shit, bro. They actually did it. They actually made that shit look real. And me, that's true. I'm a big Shia LaBeouf fanboy. I love Shia LaBeouf, so that's why I like the first 3.
He made the first one. He sold the first one really well.
He's on
he did a good job on the other 2, but when you first saw him on the scene for that first one, he sold it.
Oh yeah, and he sold it for me in the second one. He has some really comedic parts when he's like making it with the robot chick, and it's his screams But he's on a huge redemption arc in real life. That dude, man, he's got some good movies coming out and stuff. If any fans out there, check out Shia LaBeouf's Honey Boy movie he wrote himself about when he was young, playing in Even Stevens, and him and his father living in a motel room, and he actually plays the part of his father. It's actually insane, dude. It had me in tears, dude. Great movie. He wrote it while he was in rehab. And then making it was like part of his spiritual healing. He's got a big movie coming out next year with Robert De Niro. It's going to be sick.
Oh, lit.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to see him come back.
Yeah, man. I like Shia LaBeouf a lot. He went a little wacko, but when you're young like that in Hollywood and stuff, like not many of them do make it and come back, right?
That's true. That is 100% true.
Yeah. They be pimping in Hollywood. Like Jim Carrey said in one interview, he said when he interviewed with the director for the movie Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind, he said he was at a terrible point in his life. I think like he just got divorced or something. He was really depressed, and he went to dinner with this guy, and he said, the director looked at me and goes, Jim, you look broken. It's beautiful. Can you stay sick for another year so we can film this movie? He actually, that's how, and then Jim Carrey goes, that's how fucked up this business is that they wanted me to stay sick to play that role.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
no shot.
Hollywood's a whole nother level. That's a whole podcast in itself. That's a whole podcast series in itself right there.
Yeah.
But
right.
We got since we're talking about cartoons, we might as well, to end it off, we'll transition into Tamari keeps bugging. What Soul, are you an anime fan at all? And if so, what are your favorite animes? And then I'll follow up.
Everybody asked me to do the anime episode on my podcast. I haven't got it done yet. No, I'm going to get it done. Yes, I am an anime fan. I do like animes. I guess what you would say my very first anime, like when I was young, was Dragon Ball, because it used to come on like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would try to get up and watch it early in the morning.
Z or the OG?
But some of my favorite, the OG Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball.
I feel that.
And then Z came on, and then I was, of course, a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like Hunter X. I just finished Hunter X Hunter just not too long ago. I love Hunter X Hunter. Death Note was really good. I love Death Note. Of course, I'm spotty on Naruto, but I pretty much watch a lot of the episodes of Naruto. Eventually, like my little brother went on this thing where he wanted to watch all the One Piece episodes. I kind of want to do that, like to give it another shot. I kind of got like to 100, and
that's
then
a mission.
I kind of died out, but I want to get back on it so that way I can give it a fair shot, because I don't give One Piece a fair shot. Baki, I watched Baki before Baki was big and mainstream. I watched the very first Baki before it was on Netflix, so that was really good. There's Ippo, the boxer. I love that anime. There's a lot of I keep going on and on.
If you like those ones, dude, you should check out now on Netflix. They have Megalobox.
Yeah, Megalobox is just like Ippo. Yep. Something similar.
Yeah.
That one's lit. And then of course the new Baki series on aren't they supposed to do Anthem? Aren't they supposed to do like a crossover? Keegan and Baki.
That would be cool.
Fairy Tail and both are Fairy Tail and One Piece are heavy commitments. Yes.
You know what's funny is now that you're talking about this, I think we kind of lightly went into it before, but that's okay. We can go even more in depth. Is there any like big ones coming out that you're excited for? And then after that, do you want to tell them? And then I'll go after too. I'll talk about a couple, and you can go back and forth if you like them. But any you're excited for coming out, and then any that you'd like to recommend to the audience. Some of Soul's top picks besides Dragon Ball, because everybody knows here you got to watch Dragon Ball. That's my sub badge, Dragon Balls.
What's going on, J-Man? Welcome, J-Man.
I
would recommend so what I'm looking forward to is a new Demon Souls coming out, of course. I'm really looking forward to that, and of course Attack on Titans whenever that decides to release again. The new Attack on the Titans,
December.
If you never watched Attack on Titans, I recommend Attack on Titans. It's really gritty. But it's really good. And if you want something lighthearted, you can watch if you want something lighthearted, if you don't want to get into it, I would say start with Naruto. Like that's really lighthearted. It's the shonen, so you can Full Metal Brotherhood. Yes, that's a really good one. Full Metal Alchemist in a sense, that's a really good series. Like that's a really good series. But if you want something lighthearted to get started, Naruto. It's the same. You got the hero who wasn't the hero, who became the superhero. Yeah, and the average story. Naruto. It's the same with Naruto, Dragon Ball. Bleach is the same way. If you haven't watched Bleach before, that's a really good one to get into.
Yeah, especially
so there's a lot
old episodes.
But if you want to do gritty, Death Note, Attack on Titan. There's a couple. Demon Slayer. Yeah, Demon Slayer. So there's a lot. But I can go on. I remember watching on Shauna. They call it Shauna, but it's essentially this anime where this chick she's the hero, and she's trying to save this one kid who has this special feature within him, and it gets crazy. So Shauna's really good. There's a lot. Vinland Saga. Okay.
I gotta get on Vinland Saga.
Shakugan no Shana, yes. Shakugan no Shana. That is a really good. I like that series as well.
Is that one on Netflix or no?
That one is on. No, I don't think it's on Netflix. I haven't looked. Yeah.
Thank you for that, host J-Man, and thank you for the follow, Janosuke. Sorry guys if I'm a little slow on the. I don't like to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Those are some of my favorites, and some that I would recommend.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll is key.
I see. I don't have the Crunchyroll anymore. I got Funimation right now, but it's kind of trash. to be honest. Like it's
I have
good for some
Crunchyroll.
things.
I have Crunchyroll.
And they discontinued a lot of the series that I had it for mainly, but it does still have one of my favorite series of all time. We'll get to that one after. First, I'll say, yeah, I'm super pumped for Attack on Titan, the final season. I'm a little disappointed that it is the final season because I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll just say the way the last season ended, let's just say the world of Attack on Titan was kind of like this, and then that season ended and it was like, boom. The world just opened up big time. Then they're like, but this is the final season. So it's like, okay. But December 3rd, I think, is the launch date. They announced it on Twitter the other day with a dope-ass poster. Okay. If you haven't checked out the poster, I should have maybe, I could probably bring it up. But we'll bring it up after the show, guys. Or just Google it. Just Google Attack on Titan final season, and it'll pop up. You see, what's my boy's name on there? What's the... I can't remember the names right now so great because I haven't watched it in so long. But the guy who's like the captain, who's just badass as fuck. Leon?
I forget his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Chat. What's the dude's name? He's got black hair, and he just wrecks, man. He's like a one-man fucking army, dude.
Levi. That's right. Levi.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Levi's on that cover, and he's looking fierce, bro. The war is coming. And I know... I haven't read the manga, but I know people that did because I didn't want to spoil anything. Even though usually when I really like something, I'll read the manga. But that one I was like, I just want to see this play out because it's just been so beautiful. And I know shit gets a little wacky this next season, wackier than it's been anyhow. So, but but for the Funimation thing, I was gonna say Steins Gate, man. If you never watched Steins Gate, and then Steins Gate Zero that goes along with it, one of my top tier animes. It hits you on all levels. You know, it's a little slow starting. Kind of got some jokey, like shonen anime aspects to it. But then, dude, once the show hits, it hits like a fucking bullet train moving, and it don't fucking stop until the end. And then you can watch Steins Gate Zero, which because it's all about, I'll say it's about time travel and shit like that. So basically... If you watch Steins Gate, the show it's complete, and it's not a super long one, so it's not a
Steins Gate.
It's not like a too hard of a commitment, right? Even with both series,
right?
So it's like Steins Gate is its own loop, but then if you want to watch Steins Gate Zero, it starts like 2 episodes from the end. There's an alternate route that like extends the journey basically into like a whole nother season. It's so beautiful, man. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, it'll just make you feel all sorts of, it'll make you so happy. Like, oh dude, it's got a lot of cutesy romantic shit. I love it, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Top 5 recommendations from Raising Anthem. So
yeah, and another one. I wonder if Raising Anthem's seen this because it hits me on the same levels as Steins Gate, but it's only a movie, and it's called Your Name. It's kind of more of a cutesy romantic one, a slice of life, but it's got some crazy shit going on in it, and I really like it. I recommend it to everyone. And by Raising Anthem's thing, it's one of those ones you see the trailer and you're like, that looks cute, but I don't know, is that for me? Or, you know, maybe I'd watch that with my girlfriend or something. I'm telling you, dude, I cried no shame. See, yeah, hey, me too, bro. Dude, no. I'm telling you, this fucking movie. I forget the director's name. He's new, like in Japan. Anytime this guy makes a movie, he's got another one coming out real soon. Everyone's like, he's like the new, like the big guy for like Ghibli that makes, he's like a protege of him or so. I don't know, dude. This guy's nuts. And this movie, it's just, man. They know how to do it over there, dude.
Check it out.
They know how to do it over there. But yeah, that's 2 for me. And then yeah, like he said, all those old classics are great. I also recommend. He's got like the top 3 or 4 grossing animes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's
lit.
And the visuals are so beautiful, and the story. I'll give you the premise quick for chat and for Soul. It's basically about there's a girl who's a small town girl, living just like small town life, small town, shrine maiden, all this. But she wishes she was living in the city. She wants to be a Tokyo boy. And then there's a Tokyo boy who's living the fast life, going to school, working the job and everything. And he kind of just wishes life could slow down a bit. And they kind of think and have this little wish in their head, just kind of maybe at the right/wrong time. And then one morning they wake up in each other's body, like they body swap. And it's something that kind of happens repeatedly. And then so their journey through that is, it gets real interesting, dude. Let's just say that. It gets,
Okay.
and it goes in a way that you'd never think. That's the best thing about it. So we'll leave that at that. But then, yeah, Death Note, love it. Fucking Light Yagami. Although the first bit of Death Note's definitely got to be better than the second bit. Like with, what's his name? Like L.
Yeah.
That shit was
L.
unreal.
L's arc was lit.
Mm-hmm.
L's arc was so lit.
Mm-hmm. Another one for me that I just finished again last night because once I like something a lot, I always rewatch it. I'm just like that. Fate Zero. I tweeted that out last night. I said, Kuritsugu Emiya versus Kirei Kotomine is the most underrated rivalry in anime. And it is, dude. The battle that these guys have behind the scenes in this Holy Grail War is so deep and so dark and just so, it's fucking crazy, dude. It'll move you.
I'm about to check it out. Fate Zero. All right. There's a lot of stuff now. Y'all are getting me hype. I gotta check out some stuff now.
That's the thing with anime. Once you because I didn't watch anime for a lot of years, and then I got back into it like in my later years, and I was like, dude, there's so much great shit out there. Seven Deadly Sins was good, but then my top recommended thing of all time, and then I'll end that there. But I'll say the anime part of it isn't that great, but you should still watch it because it's all you got. But if you do really like the story, I suggest the manga because it's literally my favorite story ever written, and that's Berserk. Whew.
Berserk, okay.
Now, if you Google Berserk, the first things that are going to come up are going to be a little crazy. They're going to be a little sickening, and you might just be like, whew, this looks a little too intense. I'm telling you guys, if you read or watch this story, it does have some darkness, but it's also got some light in there, some laughter, and it's for anybody, if we got anybody that's read any philosophy or any of Friedrich Nietzsche's work, it's basically like Friedrich Nietzsche's like philosophy work like wrote into it's like Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy had sex with Dungeons and Dragons. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Okay.
It's
all right.
It's
all right.
Literally the main protagonist is a broken dude named Guts who carries around a sword that's bigger than him, and it's fucking awesome. If you see Berserk and how old it is, because it's literally one of the oldest mangas out there. Not oldest mangas, but of the ones still around, right? Still going. It's 35 years old, I think, this year or next year.
Oh, wow.
When you see his sword, you'll see so many games and things later on that have got inspired by his sword. One big time is Final Fantasy with Cloud.
I was gonna say that.
Their swords look very similar. When you look up, if you look up Berserk Dragon Slayer, that's the name of the sword. You'll be like, oh shit. It's literally just a 300-pound hunk of iron. But yeah, chat, if you've never seen Berserk, one of these days I'm going to be doing a full-blown, I don't think it's going to be a podcast. I think it's going to be like just chatting stream and me ranting like a crazy weeb showing these Berserk videos. But there's some great ones out there. There's a channel I get into on YouTube that's really cool. And it's a girl, her name's, I think it's Anime Philosophers. And she shows all these cool like links of philosophy in like animes, kind of like in Berserk. And then another one, last recommended, chat, if you haven't seen it, fucking Cowboy Bebop. Shout out to our little intro music.
I forgot about Cowboy Bebop.
Dude,
yes, Cowboy Bebop was amazing.
Last night before I got off, I had Tamari was in my chat and a couple other people, and they hadn't seen Cowboy Bebop. They're like, oh, what's that? That's too old for me. And I showed the beginning clip of the Cowboy Bebop movie, and before it was even over, they're like, yo, this is sick. And I was like, dude, this is legit. This is the OG anime right here, dude. This is the OG.
It is.
Cowboy Bebop. Dude, Spike's the man. But yeah.
Yeah, Spike, man. And it's just a sad ending to that. But it's really good. You got to check it out. Oh, yeah. It's really good. Really good. Really, really good.
So, yeah.
Demo, the first episode of Goblin Slayer, bro. That was...
Yeah.
That first episode of Goblin Slayer, bro. Oh.
I never went back to Goblin Slayer. It wasn't because that necessarily. I don't know. I just felt, I don't know. It's weird. I said this to other people. So Berserk has some stuff similar to that. I'm not going to lie. But the way that it's implemented, it's so, I don't know. The story is so deep that it's it's there for a purpose, as terrible as that is to say. Whereas in Goblin Slayer, like sometimes the purpose kind of more seemed just to be like, whoa, this show's dark, rather than like, okay, this show's got a deep story going on, That's just for me though. I haven't maybe watched enough of it because I know a lot of other people are like, no, it's sick. So teach their own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it for Discord topics. We're going to get ready to wrap it up here soon. But if anybody in the chat has any last questions, or Soul, if you got any other things you want to talk about real quick, any topics, anything to say about new games coming out, new games that have just been out, anything like that.
I'm really just excited for this holiday season with the amount of games that are coming out. New console launches are always good, but when you have new console launch with great games around it, I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
100%. I'm all for it.
Actually, I got one real quick, and then we'll end it off on that. What about, because I haven't talked about it in so long because like COVID and like movie theaters are like just not in my head, but what, any like movies? I haven't watched a whole lot of trailers on YouTube, but I've been checking out a couple. Any big movies coming out you're excited for or recommend or anything like that?
I'm not, because of COVID. Like, I really haven't been.
It's kind of same thing.
Keen on what's actually coming out.
Yeah.
Like, and you bring that to my attention. I'm like, man. Like, I used to know.
What is coming out right now?
All right, I gotta go watch this. I gotta go to movie theaters to see this. It's not something. There's not anything that I've been like, wow. I don't know, actually. I really don't actually know.
Yeah.
COVID has me I'm so more excited about the games and stuff that's coming out than I am like a movie. Like, I know when anime are coming out and games, and I'm excited to watch streams, but movies, I guess that's the new norm. Like, it's hard. I'm not going to the movie theater for a while.
Yeah, dude. I feel that.
You can't trust it.
I feel that, dude. Yeah.
Crazy.
I just thought about it, and I'm like, I can only think of like 2 or 3. But as for digital stuff at home, I know 2 things I'm very excited for, and you'll probably agree. One is they had the trailer for The Mandalorian Season 2.
Okay.
You into The Mandalorian at all?
I have not watched it. I'm one of the rare people that have not watched. I've been told to watch it millions and millions and millions of times, so I am going to give it a try. Actually, I just haven't got around to it. I'm going to watch it.
I'm a mega like Star Wars head. Like, I love Star Wars. Fucking
okay.
I'm probably like was more keen on Star Wars than even like the MCU at one time, right? So
okay,
that's the shit like I grew up with, like watching Return of the Jedi, like with my parents and shit. I just remember that memory, like. But the other one, though, because I know you're an MCU guy, they had the trailer for WandaVision. Did you see that? And what do you think of that?
Yes, the WandaVision, yes. I think it's going to be an interesting series. Like,
hell yeah.
The interactions between the two of those and her world, it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be an interesting take on that. So, I mean, I'm excited for those spinoffs. I know they just announced that Nick Fury is going to get his own show pretty soon. So
okay.
That's going to be interesting as well. So Samuel L. as Nick Fury with his own show, going to be quite interesting.
Man, he's held on to that role for a long time, man. Props to him.
I mean, you can't put anybody else in that. You can't put anybody else in that role.
See,
like, you can't.
Just because I don't know. Now, no, for sure. I agree now. Like, it's so hard to cast. And that's where I have huge issue with, like, and my brother always like calls me out on it. Like, I think because Marvel now has acquired, like, the X-Men are gonna get redone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they should not touch Logan Wolverine.
Yeah,
I think that they should bring Wolverine in, but it should be the X-23, the girl, the successor.
Yeah.
And if they're smart, they should somehow link it to Logan. If they could get that same girl from Logan, because think about how many years it's going to be in between. She's going to be grown up enough probably by the end to play. And because she was fucking awesome in that movie, that little girl. She was really, really good. Usually a lot of kid actors kind of annoy me, but she was fucking good. And I
agree with that.
I think that's, you see, Demo 2023, yeah, hell yeah. Because... dude,
it's hard not to have a movie without Hugh Jackman in it. It's just too hard. Like, I can't.
No shot.
I can't imagine it.
I don't
like,
even
to recast it. It'd be weird.
I think that for me, it's he's as iconic in that role as what Robert Downey Jr. was to Iron Man to a lot of people.
Right.
I just
Facts.
You can't do it. No, I couldn't.
See,
but I think if
Robert
they do
Downey
that,
should have just stayed in the role.
well, I don't think they'll ever recast that. I think that he'll have like the little holograms, and then they'll do whatever, somebody else, or like another version or something, right?
Yeah. He should have just kept going though. He shouldn't have let himself die.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Go that to Dr. Doolittle and that flops, and now you want to come back? No, bro. You should have just stayed. You should have told him to keep you alive.
That scene was epic, though. I'll give that movie that. You know what? Like, I was hyped for Star Wars, but as much as I probably hate to admit it, I probably did not get the same sensation in the theater watching the final Star Wars Skywalker saga as I did in that Endgame battle. That shit was unreal.
Yes.
And when Cap grabbed the hammer,
yes. Oh my God.
I tapped my buddy on the shoulder because I was like, I fucking told you, bro. I fucking told you. And I was like this in the theater, bro, like acting a fool, but I didn't care, dude. I was so hyped like a little kid. That shit was fucking. I think
the entire movie theater erupted when that scene happened. That was absolutely the greatest scene ever. Captain America he shined in that moment. It was amazing.
Oh, my heart's pumping just thinking about it, dude. That's such a good memory, dude. That was unreal. And then and then Tony down, and then everyone just.
It went from a high to a super low.
Yeah. That funeral was rough.
Yeah, they need Punisher in the Spider-Man movie. Yes, facts, all day.
Yeah, well, they need to figure out how they're gonna somehow bring Deadpool and Spider-Man together.
Well, yeah, that too will be interesting. And then I know Venom and Spider-Man is about to be new one.
Without fully censoring Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to say at least.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. But. I don't know if unless anybody else has a thing going. Demoed, actually, I did want to say, he said, I'm pumped for the new Bond. I'm actually pumped for that too. I know a lot of people are like, again, but the Rami Malek and Christoph Waltz returning again. To be honest, and the chat can pick on me, Daniel Craig's been my favorite Bond. The only one that I don't like is the second one of the series. All the other ones I've liked a lot, so I'm down.
Yeah, he's been a pretty solid Bond. I'm not gonna lie about that.
But I will say, actually, it's funny that he said that because because I've been listening to your older podcast, and you guys were talking about that, and you were talking about how they were gonna have possibly Idris Elba, and I do think he would be.
It'd be a smooth Bond. It would be a smooth transition.
I think after this movie, that they should switch it to him, because I think that he would be excellent.
It would be a phenomenal Bond. Like
and he
not
teased
take away from anybody else.
He teased it so good because it was funny. When I used to DJ a bit, and I was really into I would watch other DJ sets, and he was at a music festival, and he hopped on the decks and he did a set DJing, and he played this 007 intro EDM remix thing, and the crowd went fucking nuts, dude. Kind of almost teasing oh, I don't know, am I gonna be it? The dun dun dun, and it was just dance. It was good, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The hot rumors that
Tom Hardy isn't.
Nah, I don't know, man. Get Idris in there. Honestly, I think he'd be so good at it. When they said that, he just has the voice for it. But honestly, I also think Idris Elba could play basically anything good.
My man has swag. His swag is ridiculous.
The only role he disappointed me in a bit, and I don't blame him for it, because even Matthew McConaughey, I think, was the perfect casting choice for the role he got, and he still sucked in his role. And I think it was because the movie itself was thrown together too quickly and bad, and that's the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think anybody liked that movie.
Well, I can't even. That's a whole fucking podcast series in itself of the disappointment that is to me, because this tattoo on my arm is literally an ode to the Dark Tower novels, because that shit, like Berserk, had such an impact on my life when I read that book series. And then oh, there's going to be a movie. Oh, this movie's not good. It's disappointing.
Right.
but they're hopefully going to do a series and fix it, but probably just make it worse. Pour some salt in the wound. Kick me.
You just got to cross your fingers and pray for the best, eh?
Kick me in the nuts while I'm down. Well, I think we're going to end it there. We've had a pretty long one, but that's good. The conversation's great as usual.
Yeah,
it's safe to say that obviously we'd love to have you back.
Hey.
You're pretty much basically, it's pretty much open invitation because I gave you admin too in the Discord. So just hop on
lit.
in and whenever, dude. So
Okay.
I
That works.
appreciate the conversation so much. Chat, I appreciate you guys, the Twitch chat for audio listeners listening down the road, supplying us with great questions and just chilling, being chill. And remember, audio listeners, if you want to catch the Smoking Room podcast live, you can catch it at twitch.tv/DirtyWolf live, and then after you can tune in for the usual shit show Saturday broadcast, because that's usually what we do here Saturdays. And before everybody goes, Soul, tell them everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at twitch.tv/SoulUnskripted. I stream 5 days a week, and then on Sundays is my podcast, the Unscripted Podcast, where you can find that. If you don't watch it live, you can go on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and just look up the Unscripted Podcast. You will see it, and you'll hear it. We're on episode 43 now, coming up, so we've been there for a while. Coming up on your 1 year anniversary, so it's gonna be lit.
If you see,
there it is. If you're in chat, it's linked in chat.
Yeah. See, my mods, if you guys come listen to it live, you get the links. You can click it right there. And let me tell you guys, I listen to this dude's podcast, not even just because we're collabing, I should listen to his stuff. I started listening to this shit because I genuinely think it's a dope ass podcast, dude. I got it on Spotify in the earbuds when I'm at work. My man's, it's just it's cozy. And it's just chilling. And you got a couple episodes with your dad on there. And I got to say, that shit's wholesome as hell. And I kind of wanted to bring up that topic, but maybe we'll save that for another time because you got some pretty cool stories with that, right? We'll just tease that.
Yeah, I got to bring him back up there. I'm ready to bring him back up there for another episode. When I bring my older brother on the episode, that's going to be insanely funny too.
Yeah.
And people, if you know me and if you me and my older brother, we have history, so it's going to be an interesting episode for sure.
It's cool, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you coming by, and
no problem.
We'll say this is the end for the audio listeners, and for the rest of the stream. Before I let you go, I don't know. Let's do a tally. Does anybody want to play Among Us? Can we pull it off? Chat. One's in the chat. If people want to play Among Us, and if not, I'm down to do a couple rounds of Fall Guys. If you're down to stick around and do Fall Guys, up to you.
I actually have an engagement to run to.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So
yeah, no worries.
I have to get out.
All right, brother. Well, I won't keep you anymore. I appreciate you coming by. We'll have to get you on again. We got so much shit. Chat. I was listening to this guy's thing. He's brings up The Matrix. All my friends are like, dude, why do you like The Matrix so much? The Matrix is fucking awesome. All right, everybody, just get over it. Neo is the one, and hopefully they do this next Matrix real good. But we're gonna save that topic for another day, because I'm stoked on that, dude. I'm stoked on that. All right, yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks again, man, for popping by. Appreciate it so much.
No problem.
And we'll catch you on the next one for sure. We'll
everybody have a great night, y'all.
We'll be catching your podcast tomorrow night. What time does it start again? On Twitch?
9 o'clock. So we start at 9 o'clock. Oh, actually, it might be a little early because I have special guests. So in between 8 to 9, just be ready.
Cool. All right, guys. That's everybody say bye to Soul and give them claps. Claps in the chat. Chat, I'm going to teach you something right now. Here's how to do an emote for my normie chatters. Capital C, lowercase LAP. Do that. Spam that right now. Do it. Try it. See what happens. It's really cool. Nobody's clapping. Come on, guys. Clap. They're a little slow learners. That's all right. They'll get it. Thanks, Soul, so much. Appreciate you coming by,
crickets, dude. No problem.
Demo puts cock.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, J-Man with the clap.
All right, y'all. Take care.
See you, dude.